Hi everybody, welcome to Outlaws Dies, and I want to show you our newest and best sets of dies that we've done. You'll notice if you've been following us for a while, some of these are going to be remakes of our original die sets with a couple of twists and changes. So let's get to it. The first one that I want to show you is for our 250th birthday. We came out with Let Freedom Ring and Old Glory. Now, these are bringbacks from previous die sets with a little bit of a change. And let me show you the first change. This is Let Freedom Ring. It is one of our most popular die sets. And I'm going to show you an older version of this set. And that's this one right here. And what you'll notice is we've changed the design of the fireworks and how they sit so that our die can now be used with many more of the machines. You no longer need at least a 6-inch opening in order to do Let Freedom Ring. Now you only need about a 4 to 4.5-inch opening. Okay, so the only die machines that will not work with these are anything smaller than 4 inches. So I know Spellbinders has a small one, CM now has a small one, and Diamond Press has a small one. Those small ones will not work with our dies. Okay, so they'll work with some of them, excuse me. They'll work with a lot of our dies, but they won't work with this one. Let Freedom Ring is a bigger set. Along with Bubble Art, it just has a width that we needed to use and utilize. So it is going to be one of our bigger sets. So to get down to it, the only difference between this one and this one, like I said, is this firework here has been brought down. It is also now the reverse of this one. So you are going to get this main die piece and the 4 background pieces. Okay, this is different from what we had before. Before, this was 2 pieces and you only got 1 and 1. Now you get 2 and 2, and then this is 1 solid piece. And I'm going to show you why that's so much easier now. Before, you had to cut this, then cut this again, and then cut it down with the 1 die, and then do some backing and everything else. It was a little complicated, so we simplified it. All right, and now here's what you do. There is your background piece, and these are going to be your smaller cuts. And I did 2 of each color, and that would give me enough to do this die set with. If you want to bring in a 3rd color, you can do that as well. Okay, so what you're going to get is these are the pieces that you're going to get with this die set that's going to cut. These are the extras that I cut. Okay, so you're going to have dies to cut this one. So what I did was I cut an extra of the red in the large and an extra of the blue in the small. Okay, and then what you're also going to notice is when you cut these, they're going to be exactly the same. Well, they're not exactly the same on this. They are reversed from each other, so you're going to have to switch it. Okay, so all you got to do is just flip it over. Now, a lot of people don't like when you flip over dies and you do the reverse because there's like a raised edge here, because when dies cut, they press. To get rid of that raised edge, if you take the back part of your bone folder and then you just run that along your die on the back very gently, doesn't have to be hard. Okay, what that's going to do is that's going to get rid of that really nasty raised bump. Okay, and then all these are going to do is these are going to go and they're going to set right on top of the die set like so. And then you're going to have, here's your bigger piece. And again, you got to flip that. And there you go. Now, what's the point of these pieces? Well, the point of these pieces is if you wanted to do independent fireworks, now you can. Very simply and very easily with just that single thing and that single die set. But when you have it on here, this is designed to go behind so that now you can change the inside color of the pieces to the firework as well. Okay, so it's just going to give you a lot more options and a lot more different ways that you can design with this die set. and I really think you're going to love it. Like I said, it is our most popular die set, and I'm very, very happy and proud to be able to bring it back to you guys. Just like so. All right, and that's Let Freedom Ring. Okay, actually, I'm just going to put this to the side. All right, our next set that kind of follows along with that, of course, is Old Glory. And this set is cool because we finally have a partner set for Old Glory, and I'm going to show you that in 2 seconds. But Old Glory, from the old set to the new set, is not any different, minus 2 features. The first feature is you only get a single on the flag piece right now for the stripes, and then now we have also included the large maple leaf. This will make the Canadian flag. Okay, so you actually have America and Canada all in one now. Okay, and what this will do and how this die works. Let me show you, get my pieces here. I'll show you out. There we go. There's the American flag, like so. And then all you do is you cut that top border. Okay, and that's going to come down, and then you're going to pile everything onto that top border. You can also cut a secondary top border if you want to make a slight offset for it, just to give it a little bit of pop. And then you're going to put on your stripes, okay? And there's a right way and a wrong way. The sharper edge over here is the one that goes to the right. I just put one down, and then I space with one, and then I put my next one down, like so, and then I keep going down the flag. You will notice that if you do this down here onto the bottom, it doesn't perfectly align with this part right here. It's not supposed to. Okay, you want to have it a little bit offset to where this comes down just slightly, because this is a fold over. So imagine that it's kind of folding and then going back onto itself, going lower, and that's why you get that little bit of a change. And that's going to happen here as well. And I've actually taken a pencil and kind of drawn in where that ridge would be, just to give you a little bit of shadowing. Okay, now to do the Canadian flag, what you would do is you would position your maple leaf exactly in the center, here and here. Mark where this line is, mark where this line is, cut those 2 pieces down the center, and then offset them the same way. This one goes up a little bit, this one comes down a little bit. And then you have the perfectly proportioned Canadian flag. Everything that we did, we tried to stay in perfect proportions to the original design of the flags as much as possible. Yes, you'll notice I do not have the correct number of stars in my field here. There's a reason for that. It was not able to do if I shrunk the stars down any farther die cutting wise. So we took a little bit of creative liberty and creative license, and we changed it up just a hair. But it is the absolute best that we can make it as true to size and proportion as we possibly could. I hope you like it, because I really do. I really love this border. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so that is Old Glory. Okay, and the next one that we did, we created, this is a brand new die set to our line. This is Music Art. Okay, and Music Art is a partner set with Old Glory. Oop, yeah, there it is. Haha. So what we mean by that is, by itself, it makes a music note border. You have the treble clef, you have your notes, you have sharps, you have flats, you have the bass clef, and then just you can put your notes however randomly that you want. Well, this is the background piece for Old Glory. This is the cut that you get. And now, if you put the 2 of them together, you have whatever background color you would like. You can do school colors, you can do white, you can do whatever colors your heart desires. So here's white. And there's the music notes on white. Now, one of the things you're going to notice when I do this kind of thing is the sides don't always match up. That is going to happen if you cut the backgrounds first. versus cutting the backgrounds later. Okay, and what I mean by that is when I cut this piece, what I did was I set my music staff down in the angle and orientation that I wanted it. And then I made a tick mark here where it started and a tick mark here where it started. Then brought in my Old Glory border. I know my dies. I know that this line that's going to cut is exactly halfway between my edges. So I just lined that up against my little tick mark there, put it down, lined it up against the other tick mark, and then taped it down and ran it through my machine. So again, finally a partner set for Old Glory. This is music art, and I'm so excited for this one. I've been wanting to do this one for a really long time, y'all. So now we have it. We have a music staff die set. Alrighty. So that is music art. Music art will also have a partner set coming back out later on. It is currently a special set that we have for a crop coming up. So if you are lucky enough to attend that crop, you will be the first to see that. Alrighty, our next set. This is a bring back. This is not anything that is new. It is a bring back to our line. This is Falling Maple. Falling Maple has our maple leaves here, and then it has an offset with our cloud border as well. The difference between this set and the old set is only that now we have 2 maple leaves that come inside of this set that are contained in this set. The cut is exactly the same. Nothing has changed on this. Just adding those 2 maple leaves to the packaging. So for anybody new, you no longer have to buy the other partner set of maple leaves. You now just need the falling maple and you will have all the pieces for it. Okay, and for any designs and everything else on this one, we have tons and tons and tons in our collective. Look onto our Facebook group, and our Facebook group is here at OutLaws INC. Please note that that is not Outlaws Dies, that is Outlaws INC. Our website also has some examples there at outlawsdies.com. And then our YouTube channel also has a lot of different examples and tutorials on there on how to assemble the parts and the pieces as well. Another die set that we are proud to bring back. It is, again, one of our popular sets. This one, however, we have remade and we have redone. So this is different. With Falling Maple, you had the exact trace of the leaves, you had an offset, and then you had the cloud. Cogs and Clouds used to be that way as well. We have changed it now to where you have the top piece and the bottom piece in the offset and the top piece and the bottom piece in the cloud set. We did not do the direct piece on this one. There was a reason. Basically, I took that one out in order to give you these two. So I like this much better. Another thing that we also did was we changed the orientation of the cogs and included them. Okay, the large cog now has a lot more sprockets on it than the middle cog. The middle cog has more sprockets than the small cog. They actually all now interlock and work together in between each other proportionately. So we did change that. So the gears are different in this new die set. So if you had the old Cogs and Clouds, this is a different set. Okay. Again, outlawsdies.com, Facebook group Outlaws INC. There are tons of examples of the original Cogs and Clouds, but I will go ahead and show you some examples of the new version. Okay. So here, this is why I wanted to do it this way. So now you can make this an independent border by itself. You can put it to the center of your page. You can use it to the top without doing the top border, or you can use it to the bottom without doing the bottom border. It is now entirely up to you. It also gives you the bottom border to do as a die set or the top border, so you can do it in any orientation you like and choose to. It also has its own bubble offset here that you can do. And if I wanted to create that bottom bubble, I could use the bottom die to do that as well. Okay, or if I want to create just the bubbles and not use cogs, I can do that using and partnering with Bubbles or any of my other sets. Speaking of partnering, this die set because our cogs are new. That means so are the daisies. So we have a new set that goes along with this one. Okay, this is cogs and daisies. Now, the difference between cogs and daisies is this. The daisies are the same as the cogs. There's one that has a larger number of petals, there's one that has a medium size of petals, and there's one that has a small number of petals. They are in correlation with the amount of gears on the cog. Okay, or not gears, the little teeth, sorry, on the gear or cog. Okay, so those are correlated with this as well. Now, the unique part of this was because these are 3 different sizes, what we went ahead and did was we gave you all 3 sizes of each style of petal flower, okay? The ones that go with the cogs are here, here, and here. This is a bonus set with an offset, and you get an extra set of gears in this set. Okay, so you can layer those, you can put those in there however you like, whichever way you like. Now, another thing too that's really neat that I like about this is because you get whatever sizes of the flowers or petals that you want, you can make different looks depending on how you stack them in whichever bubble set that you stack. And I'm really, really happy about that. I'm liking how this set has really come around. Okay, and you can, like I said, you can stack them, you can put them on top of each other, you can fluff them up, you can make them dimensional, you can do whatever it is you would like to do. This actually reminds me a lot of a chrysanthemum when it gets all fluffy, and you can put, like, again, just keep stacking and keep stacking. And I used different colors so that you guys could see a lot better with contrast. Okay, and then again too, you can use the gears, as soon as I can get one, by themselves independently with the clouds as well. That's actually a small one, medium one. There you go. Just like that. Okay, so that's what makes this border very, very lovely and very, very versatile in the sense that you can replace all of these gears, all of these cogs, all of these daisies with whatever type of product that you want. If you have stamps, I've done this with beach ball stamps. I've done this with pumpkin stamps. I've done this with sunflower stamps. It is fabulous. It is a wonderful and very, very versatile die set. And again, go on the YouTube channel and you can see tons of different examples of this set as well, because this was one of our very first sets. The original version of this set was actually created by one of our partners, Jonathan Paul. So that is Daisies and Cogs. Oh, wait, before I switch that off, there's another flower set that goes with this. These are going to be pretty much the only 2 flowers you're ever going to see come out of me. I don't do flowers. They're very difficult to do for me. Symmetry is very, very difficult, especially when you get into larger numbers of petals. Getting everything just exactly right and then layering it, it's not going to fit perfectly every single way it twists or turns. And so that can be very daunting to a lot of people. And I appreciate that. So I tend to stay away from flowers, but this is the daisy set. It is another version of petaled flowers that you can get. And then it has an additional copy of the daisies on this set as well. Okay. So that's it. We have the daisies and the daisies and cogs for cogs and clouds. We have falling maple coming back. We have old glory coming back. We have let freedom ring coming back. And now we have our brand new music art. Thank you guys so much for staying with our company and supporting our company. We love being able to bring you the dies that you guys want and that you guys love having. And I can't wait to see you and talk with you online. Thanks so much.